data. I am here on behalf of Arthritis Consumer Experts, and I have Erin Carruthers beside me. She will introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm with the Arthritis Research Centre of Canada.
And I understand you're presenting a poster session today. If you could just explain your poster session for us, that would be great.
Sure. So there's been a lot of studies that have shown that people with rheumatic diseases have an increased risk of cardiovascular events. But a lot of these studies have focused on atherosclerotic events, so things like heart attacks and strokes, and they haven't focused very much on venous events. So we're looking at finding out the risk of venous thromboembolism in people with dermatomyositis and polymyositis. So we're using administrative data from BC, which includes inpatient and outpatient data and medication data. It's a very good data set. And what we found was that the risk of VTE, DVT, which is deep venous thrombosis, and pulmonary embolisms are all between 5 and 7 times higher in people with dermatomyositis and polymyositis. This is one of the first studies, one of the first large population-based studies to show this. I think it's really important in clinical practice to be aware of this.
Okay, and you have other tables here. Do you want to briefly go over each table?
Sure. So the first table is just a table that shows the baseline characteristics of our 2 samples. So the sample of people with dermatomyositis and polymyositis and the control groups. It's just to show that their characteristics were fairly similar at baseline. There were some things that were significantly different, things like medications, being on glucocorticoids, things like that. The table 2 is where risk, so the risk of venous thromboembolism as a whole, and then the risk of deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolism in each of the 2 diseases compared to the general population. Table 3 shows we broke down our analysis into time since diagnosis, and generally what we see is the risk seems to be higher in the first couple of years after diagnosis. This can't be seen in all of the combinations, and that's mostly just because when you break it down into each year, the sample size is quite small. We don't have a lot of events, and so it's hard. There's not really enough power to be able to calculate that, but generally the risk seems to be higher in the first couple of years, probably because the inflammation is higher, the disease hasn't gotten under control yet. And then table 4 is a sensitivity analysis that we did. So there were some things in our administrative database that we couldn't account for. So for example, we don't have smoking in our database, and smoking has been shown to us maybe a risk factor for venous thromboembolism. So we created sort of a hypothetical situation for various prevalences, 10 and 20%, and various odds ratios, 1.3 and 3, just to find out if all of our results remain significant after we included that. So it's kind of to take into account things like smoking. And all of our results did remain significant.
Great. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.